Okay, for number 9 here, we want to figure out what the length of this arc happens to be. How far is it all the way around from F to G? So in order to figure that out, I need to know two things. I need to know the measure of the arc from F to G, and I need to know the radius. Then I can apply the proportion in order to figure out what that arc length is. So first of all, let's do the radius. Because this is a triangle that uses a diameter, I know that I have a right triangle. And according to Pythagoras, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. So this has a diameter of 5 units, meaning I have a radius of 2.5. So there is part of it. My radius is 2.5. Excellent. Now I need to figure out what the measure of this arc is. Okay, so here's my half of my arc. This arc is directly related to this angle. This is an inscribed angle for that arc. So if I could figure out this angle, we'd be in money. And thank goodness I can by using a trig formula. So if I apply the tangent of this angle is the opposite over the adjacent. And I am able to figure out what the measure of this angle is by taking the inverse of 3/4. Inverse tan of 3/4. Now if I go to my calculator, bear with me while I find my calculator and turn it on. Inverse tangent of 3 divided by 4 is 36, what is round up to 1 decimal? 36.9 degrees. Okay, now remember, that's the measure of this angle here. So when I figure out what this arc is, I have to multiply it by 2. So times 2 gives me a 73.8 degree arc. And timesing that by 2 to get this whole entire arc measure that goes from F to G. So 73.8 times 2. So I have an arc measure of 147.6 degrees. So there's a lot of work just to figure out what the radius and the measure of that arc is. Because now that I know that amount of information, the arc length ratio is not hard. So arc length ratio over 2 times radius times pi equals the measure of the arc, 147.6 over 360. So now I cross multiply 147.6 times 5 times pi. That's 2318 and change equals 360 times x. So dividing by 360 gives me an arc length of approximately 6.44 units long. So to find the arc length, we apply the proportion. In order to use the proportion, we need to find the radius and the measure of that arc. Hopefully this is helpful. Bye-bye.